Hey, this is AJ. I realized today I haven't made a gardening video in a long time. Today I'm going to kind of walk through a little bit what's going on in my property here and get ready for the springtime, so stay tuned. All right, so the first thing you probably notice here behind me is, spring is kind of here, or at least a fake spring. So I got a lot of my pineapples out here, some avocados, some lemon trees. I can't remember if I posted this video, but I built this giant retaining wall, which is quite the project actually, a while back. I'm just getting ready to fill it in with decomposed granite, so that's going to be happening sometime in the next few weeks or so. You'll see my lemon trees here, they're starting to bloom, so they have a pretty nice fragrance to them. As I walk around to the front, you'll see I have a few more plants in here. I have a few more lemon trees, and it's getting to be about that time where I can propagate these. You can see I have kind of blossoms coming out in a few spots, at least on that one, and a few other ones over here. These are really easy to propagate. What you're looking for is this new growth here. It's going to be usually like a lighter shade of green, so maybe another couple of weeks of this warm weather, it'll turn a little bit lighter green. It'll be very soft, and I'm just going to kind of cut those off, stick them in some dirt, and then I'll have some new plants. I also have some cross vines here. I planted some in the back, and I'll show you that in a minute. All right, so I'll show you what my retaining wall looks like from the other side. Like I mentioned, this thing is massive and huge, has several tons of stone in here, plus underneath the surface there's quite a bit. I did this all by hand. Probably wouldn't recommend that, but it saved me a ton of money. I think something like this probably would have cost probably like in the neighborhood of $15,000 to $20,000. But I was able to do it over several weeks. Like I said, I'm just gonna backfill the top area there. The compost is looking pretty good. If you look at some of my older videos, you see that I do Johnson Su bioreactors. So this whole thing was filled up several months ago. Now it's down to here. So I'm gonna dig into that here in a little bit and get ready for the spring. As I move along to the rest of the property here, you'll see not a whole lot of activity. I've actually been a little bit negligent back here, just with a lot of other things going on. So not much to speak about over here. The herbs just kind of continue to go throughout the year, but I'll show you a few things that I put into the ground. First of all, my comfrey, you'll see that's starting to pop up. Hopefully we're out of the freeze, because everything, as you'll see in a minute, is really starting to pop out. And as I move down the line here, I have a couple of plants. I'm not completely sure what they are. They look like citrus. I might have thrown orange seeds out here or something. This is a cross vine, same kind of one you saw in the front. So what I'm planning to do with that is hopefully it's going to grow up and go down both sides there to look pretty nice. My orange tree here has survived the winter. I'm going to let this one grow up a little bit because this is coming out from underneath the rootstock, which means it's not going to be a great variety to eat, but there's a strong root structure underneath the ground. So I'm going to be able to tap into these roots or graft into that to create something. As always, I have garlic popping up all over the place. I planted this several years ago with just some HEB garlic, and now every year it just kind of pops up on its own. So it's been pretty nice. My sugar cane, I kind of covered it up to protect it with a bunch of sweet potato vines. I probably got a couple of coral snakes living in there, so I'm not going to poke around in there right now. But probably another few weeks or so, I'll probably just cut that up a little bit so that the sugar cane can pop out of there. And as I move down the line, I have a lot of work to do. When I had made these beds, I just used regular non-treated wood. And this was coming on three years ago or so. And you'll see that they've pretty much rotted all the way out, which I knew was going to happen. It just happened a little bit quicker than I thought. And at the time, I didn't want to spend the money for cedar, and I don't want to use pressure treated. So I got a little bit of work to do to clean these things up and kind of restring everything and get it ready. Again, as I pan around, you'll see I have garlic everywhere. My plum tree is doing really, really well. But this is what really surprised me today. I came out here and I noticed that I have asparagus kind of popping up all over the place. I'll give you a couple of examples. I got a nice little one right there, and I got a few more over here. This one's really big right here, and all along wherever you see the sticks kind of poking out, it's all asparagus, so it's looking pretty good. And then the final tip I'll leave you with is I came out one of those days when it was like 20 and I wanted to do some watering, and I went to go grab my little valve here, and it was so cold and so brittle that when I spun it, it just kind of broke off. So I got to take this thing all apart and rebuild that. That's what the garden's looking like right now. Hopefully another few weeks or so, I'll start putting some stuff in the ground and try to provide an update. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next time.